Afternoon, everybody. Thanks again for joining us. Hope you're enjoying Summit so far. So today we'll be kicking off our afternoon sessions with a talk by Kunihiro Takahashi. He has been the lead administrator for Confluence at Yahoo Japan since 2007. And just to kind of give you a reference point for how much time that is, that was when George Bush was president, when the first iPhone came out. So he's really been in this role quite a long time. He's here today to share with you his expertise that he's built over the years and that he shared at the Tokyo Atlassian user group. He has two really big loves in his life, his daughters and the Atlassian tools, and he found out that his daughter's first day of elementary school was yesterday. So he dropped her off at elementary school in Tokyo, hopped on a plane, flew 5,000 miles to be here, and today is going to tell you all about his Confluence expertise. So please join me in welcoming Kunihiro Takahashi.
Hi everyone, I'm Kunihiro Takahashi from Japan. Thank you for coming to my session. This is the first time I'm giving a presentation in English. I'm so nervous and little excited, little. And today I will talk about an admin's guide for running Confluence at scale for over 10,000 Yahoo Japan users. Okay, so let's start. First, a little about me. As you can see, I am triplet. Sorry, I'm kidding. This photo is taken at last summit. And this is my 5th time at Atlassian Summit. And I am an IT team leader at Yahoo Japan. Let me introduce Yahoo Japan to you. Many Japanese people use Yahoo Japan services. And page views, we serve up 70 billion page views per month. And next, digital content ratings 2018 in Japan. 67 million Japanese people use Yahoo Japan services. This is as much as Google and more than YouTube. Are you surprised? And when you come to Japan, please use our services. And I have another important role related to Atlassian. I have been Atlassian user group Tokyo leader for the 3 past years. And I also go by the name, the Confluence Samurai. Please call me Samurai. Samurai. Okay, next. I will share some numbers. 2.4.3. What do you think number is? Oh, right. This number is the first Confluence version I used. If you have used it, please raise your hand. Oh, great. We go back a longer way. I'm sure we could spend a fortnight about talking Confluence history. And next number is 11. This number represents years. I have been Confluence admin for 11 years. So I have watched the Olympics 3 times as a Confluence admin, in Beijing, and London, and Rio. I hope that I will still be a Confluence admin by the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. Okay, next. Next number is 7. This is the number of times that I have upgraded Confluence 7 times. And lastly, 34. This is the number of Atlassian t-shirts. I got 34 t-shirts in 11 years. Thank you for Atlassian and partners. That's all I have to say about me. As you can see, I have a lot of experience and stories and t-shirts as a conference admin. Okay, so now let's move on to 4 main topics of my talk today. Number 1 is about to introduce Confluence of Yahoo Japan. Next is mindset for Confluence. Mindset is very important for Confluence admin. And next is introduce 4 efforts for Confluence in my company. And lastly, I would like to message to Atlassian. Okay, so let's start. First, how Yahoo Japan used Confluence. For Yahoo Japan, Confluence is a key infrastructure. Let me explain with some examples. The first example, some of Yahoo Japan services are critical and must be always available, even if a huge disaster occurs. Latest news and weather and traffic information and so on. Real-time information that Japanese rely on us to deliver. It is so critical that I received request from a service admin like this. Please prepare a BCP for Confluence. SLA must be the same as Yahoo Japan services. And so this is why our Confluence requires an extremely high SLA. So I can say that our Confluence greatly contributes our key services. Here's another example. When we shut down Confluence for maintenance, and we announced that like this, this evening, Confluence will be unavailable due to maintenance. And then, employee said, we won't be able to use Confluence tonight. Well then, let's go home, or let's go drinking. How about you? Do you face similar situation? Yes, yes. So these 2 examples prove that Confluence is a mission-critical tool for us. And most of employees use our Confluence every day. How big do your Confluence instance is? I show you some numbers again. 40,000 and users. So we cannot migrate cloud. 10,000. And 10,000 spaces, not content. And 3 million. And this number is the number of content that is current data. And wow, 1 more 0 added, 30 million. And this number is content include history. 90% of 30 million is a history. Big problem. So we sometimes remove data of history with API. But data have been increased day by day. 1, I am #1 Confluence admin. Sorry, not. And instance. We have only 1 instance for Confluence. And lastly, 5. There is a number of admins. And these are 5 members in our company to manage Confluence and Jira. We are Atlassian team in Yahoo Japan. I think our conference has a lot of data. Do you think so? Yeah, yeah. Okay, great, next. So this slide is our conference data. Please pay attention to red font. In the past, some Atlassian employees said, your conference has so many updates in one day. It is very characteristic. So many users not read, but also edit. Such a big conference instance with 14,000 concurrent users, are you interested in performance? Yes. Oh. Several Atlassian engineers have said, wow, your conference is so fast. Can you believe that? No? And I made a 1-minute video. Our conference is running. So let's have a look how fast our conference is. Let's start. Sorry. Sorry. Trouble, sorry. Sorry. もう一回やってみます。Start. Yahoo Japan Conference and viewing page and create page, input title and contents and save. And go back to the page. And the next is edit page. And save. And lastly, go back to the dashboard. So what do you think? Oh, okay, thank you. I didn't fast forward. and it's a peak time in Yahoo Japan. Over 10,000 hardworking Yahoo Japan staff creating and collaborating on our conference instance. So now I explain how we manage our conference instance. And first, let's start it by developing a mindset for conference. What do you expect from your infrastructure? Many features? I said no. By the way, so I did say this before Marie Kondo became famous. And also, we think the most important things are performance and availability. But there are many temptations and desires. You will need to be available, wonderful features, various apps, and requests from many different users every day. So you can get confused, and me too. But we strongly believe the most important things are performance and availability. I'm sure these are what all users want. All of my tasks and decisions are for performance and availability. I always keep this in mind. Okay? Now we are ready with mindset. Okay? Okay. So let's dive into technical part. I'm going to explain 4 efforts that I'm currently putting into Confluence. The first one is a system architecture. As you know, system architecture is more important than anything. Please look at the left side. And we use Confluence Data Center version 6.5.2. And there are 2 nodes. And we migrated from Confluence Server to Data Center last December, 5 months ago. And we use MySQL 5.6. And Java heap memory is 18 gigabyte memory, each node. On the right side, we combine Apache Traffic Server and Apache for the front. And Confluence 2 nodes, and MySQL, and shared file system. I think our system architecture is very simple. If you are worried about your system architecture, this is one way to try. Next is upgrade. Upgrade is the most important task and requires the most careful attention, right? We have many tasks and tests and investigations when upgrading. I have a lot of memories about upgrade. And one time, it took 48 hours to upgrade. I spent whole weekend. Good memory. And another time, just one module of apps caused critical performance issues. So I said before, I have upgraded 7 times. So we made an upgrade guideline in my company. And this time, I'll give you 4 tips from the guideline to upgrade your Confluence. Tip 1, check for changes in the admin area. We should know what were added because some new admin functions are usually added in each upgrade. As a result, managing Confluence is easier and more efficient. For example, in the past, we had to change the file setting on server to change the value of cache. But now, we can change them on Confluence. It's very useful. Next, check especially for cache updated and scheduled jobs. About cache, check cache fields to see what were added or removed. If you have customized cache values, you had better check. And scheduled jobs, you should know when and what kind of scheduled jobs are running in the background. This will help you identify problems when something goes wrong. Okay, next. Next is about new features. I'm sure everyone is interested in new features. So that means everyone checks release notes and tries the new ones. Yeah. Of course, we do the same. But we do one more thing. We check how to turn off the new features. Unfortunately, sometimes new features can cause a problem in a large instance, like our Confluence. If we admin how to turn them off in advance, we could fix and recover quickly. In most cases, these are provided as apps. Please check them. Next is a performance test. We execute two types of performance tests, before-after and volume test. About before-after performance test. We would like to secure the performance after upgrade. We compare a new version with the current version. But I actually hope performance will get better a new version. And next is a volume test. As I mentioned before, the content in our conference is growing rapidly, day by day. So there is a possibility we might face performance issues all of a sudden. So, well, we would like to be sure of the performance until the next upgrade. In case of us, we upgrade our conference about once a year. So we prepared a test environment with data volume a year from now and do the performance test. Okay. Tip 4, check for bugs beforehand. Unfortunately, there is a bug in any software. Fortunately, Atlassian published their issues and requirements in jira.atlassian.com. You can find an issue about the version that you will upgrade to. If you are aware of the issues beforehand, you can stop upgrading or fix them or prepare for workaround. Okay, that's all about my tips for upgraded. If there is any tip you like of all four, please give it a try. Next effort is apps. As you know, apps are very useful, but pay special attention upon choosing them. Here, so I talk about 3 points how to select apps. And point 1, pay attention to macros. And there are many macros in Confluence apps. As you can see the slide, you need to pay attention to type of macro to specify the range, like spaces. And depending on the setting options, the target can be just one space or all spaces. As I said before, our conference has 10,000 spaces. If you select all spaces, the cost becomes 10,000 times more. It is so dangerous. And the other type of range is the number of users, and page tree, depth, and so on. Please check them. Point 2, check available support from developer. Point 1, check an app if it's supported or not. This point. And next is a version. I recommend the app updated frequently. Frequently updated apps fix bugs and support a new conference version fast. Next is a document, and check whether there is a document or not. In most cases, you can find support tab. As a second point, select apps whose support is good. And point 3, check if an app is process-only browsers. If the process is completed within browsers, problems will be less likely to occur. So after this session, I recommend you visit a vendor booth and ask them, hey, does your app run within browsers? If they say yes, I'm sure the app is no problem. Lastly, here's the apps we used in our conference. I can say that these apps are capable in large conference. Please check them. Okay. Okay. Next effort is manage user requests. And user voices are important, but voices can cause conflict in over 10,000 users. For example, in case of request for conference editor, one user requested, let me use Markdown. On the other hand, another request said, let me use conference like Microsoft Word. I cannot change font size. Why? And so there is a conflict. This is a common case, isn't it? So I can say satisfying all users is not easy. As an admin, we categorize the user to help. In this session, I'll talk about two kinds of user types, heavy users and light users. I'll explain about them. Heavy users, their main inquiries are about feature requests. They know what they want to achieve. And light users, their main inquiries are about how to use Confluence. They don't know what they can do, and they don't even know what to ask. It is a problem. So these users need continued help. Today, I introduce our solution for light users. On-demand seminar for light users. I will explain what we cover and how we carry out seminars. And I also share the result from our seminars. Here is our seminar menu. And we have 10 contents. And you can check it out. So I especially recommend it, number 3, space permissions and purge permissions, because this is the most questions we received from our users, right? It is easy to make a mistake in setting permissions. And next is how we carry out a seminar. I think it is important for our employees to take a seminar easily. And point 1, one-on-one is okay. The smaller the class is, the more you can learn. And point 2, one seminar is around 15 minutes. Since our employees are usually very busy with their work, so we decided to make each seminar is short. Now, finally, the result, 3.1. The number of users who created and edit pages increased. And 2, they started to ask the admin more questions. And number 3, our seminar ended up becoming a great trainings for new employees. These are very valuable. Anyway, what is the most difficult question from the users. I think, how do you use Confluence more wisely? This is so vague. Without any preparation, it is very difficult to answer the question. But if you have your content ready, you can explain easily. And users can ask easily too. I know it costs a lot to run seminars. However, it is worth trying. And by the way, so from my experience, through the seminar, I just want to give you a never fail tip. Please take away. It is shortcut key GR. GR is a recently viewed pages. Have you ever used it? I taught it to our employees and Atlassian user group members at every opportunity. Everyone said it is very, very useful. Please spread around your users. I'm sure your conference will get more popular. So I explained 4 efforts. Then before moving to next topics, let me summarize this section. First, system architecture. Simple system architecture is no problem. Second, upgrade. I recommend to do volume test. Then apps, take care type of macros to set the range. And finally, manage user request. GR makes everyone happy. It is. I hope you learn something new from them. And lastly, dear Atlassian, I have a special request to Atlassian. Why I've been able to be a conference admin for 11 years? Because I'm Superman. Sorry, not. Because Atlassian is open. What is really open? I think Atlassian opens product source code and jira.atlassian.com. From product source code, you can find out the current situation of product. Source code says always truth. From jira.atlassian.com, you can get an idea of a product concept and milestones and the requirement and issues and so on, everything. We can always find solutions or workarounds from them. So I want to message to Atlassian. Atlassian, please stay open forever. Okay. So I explained 4 main topics. Now let's move on to wrap up. I would like to summarize the key point of this presentation like this. In order to manage conference at scale, Atlassian needs to stay open. And admins need a strong mindset, always focused on performance and availability. What do you think of this? To be honest, I spent more than 30 minutes to elaborate this sentence. If you can remember this conclusion, then I've done my job. Thank you for all listening. And enjoy rest of summit. Thank you so much.